Good morning, Hong Kong, and welcome back to another episode of Hong Kong Insurance 101. This week, we're going to be talking about how your room choice at a hospital affects your medical bills and your insurance. So let's start at the beginning. Hong Kong is fortunate enough to have one of the world's best healthcare systems. However, it's two-tiered. A public system sits alongside the private system. And while the public system is able to offer a very high standard of medical care at an extremely low price, many people still opt to use private services. Unfortunately, Hong Kong's private healthcare system is the second most expensive in the world after the USA. Now, all health insurance products in Hong Kong will start with an inpatient coverage benefit. In fact, CCW Global does not currently offer a Hong Kong health insurance option without inpatient coverage. Remember, inpatient health insurance only covers the cost of treatment where you have an overnight stay in a hospital or similar medical facility. As such, in order to receive inpatient medical protection under your health insurance policy, you will, by definition, require a room to stay in for at least one night. Now, when it comes to hospital rooms, it's probably more helpful to think about these like hotels because the costs are equivalent. The nicest hospital room in Hong Kong will run you somewhere from 8,500 to 10,000 Hong Kong dollars a night, with the cheapest possible ward going for around 500 Hong Kong dollars a night. It's essentially the difference between a stay at the Peninsula Hotel and a hostel in Chungking Mansions on Nathan Road. In a ward, no matter which hospital you go to, you can be sharing a room with up to 5 other people. In the public system at a hospital like the Queen Mary in Pok Fulam, this can be as many as 10 people. In a private room, you're all alone and able to recuperate in peace and quiet. It's important to note that not many Hong Kong public hospitals offer private rooms, and if they do, it's generally for ICU needs. But what's more important to understand is that in the private system, every single cost at a hospital is influenced by your room choice. The final bill can be much higher depending on whether you chose to stay in a private room or whether you chose to stay in a ward, and can be even higher if you require to stay in an intensive care unit. Bandages, equipment, and tools are all much more expensive for individuals staying in a private room than they are for people using ward accommodation. Even a visit from your doctor or the surgical fees for your surgery will be inflated because you have opted to stay in a nicer room. So as a private consumer, you have a choice. It may not be nice sharing a room with 5 other people, but if you're paying for the cost of your treatment out of pocket, perhaps because you're dealing with a pre-existing condition, or maybe you've chosen not to buy private health insurance, opting to go with a lower class room can actually be a really effective means of containing your healthcare costs. But when it comes to insurance, most international health insurance plans will actually offer policyholders the choice of receiving treatment in a semi-private or private room. Health insurance underwritten by local Hong Kong companies will also normally include the option of a ward. It's important to realize that choosing a private room over a semi-private room will be a much more expensive option. This is due to the previously mentioned fact that private rooms are both more expensive and that the subsequent healthcare costs for your treatment are based on your room choice. As such, opting to take a health insurance plan with coverage for a private room means that you are a much bigger risk for the insurance company. That is to say, should you require inpatient medical treatment, your bills will always be much bigger than someone receiving the exact same care, but who is staying in a semi-private room. At the end of the day, no matter what room you choose at the hospital, a quality international health insurance policy in Hong Kong is going to be your best bet for managing costs while still ensuring that you are receiving the best possible health care. That's us for this week. We hope you have a happy and healthy weekend. Remember to like and subscribe to stay current with all our content as it comes out, and don't forget to ask CCW. we're simplifying your insurance.